There comes a moment in life when you feel a quiet voice within whispering, there must be more than this. It is not greed, not ambition. It is the soul reminding you of your forgotten strength. Most people silence that voice with comfort, but a few listen. They feel the pull to rise beyond the limits placed upon them. You are not meant to simply survive, you are designed to expand, to grow, to transform. Life was never meant to be a cage of routine, but a journey of becoming something far greater than what you once believed possible. Every human being carries a hidden force that remains asleep until life demands its awakening. This power is not something that can be given or taken, it already exists within, waiting for recognition. Most people live unaware of it, trapped by routine and doubt, believing they are limited by circumstance. But the moment one faces true challenge, the fire within begins to move. It breaks through fear, comfort and hesitation, revealing the strength that was always there. Awakening inner potential is not about becoming someone new, it is about removing the layers that hide who you already are. When life tests you, it is not to punish but to awaken. Every difficulty is a doorway that leads to deeper capacity. Those who resist challenges remain asleep to their own power, but those who face them discover abilities they never knew existed. The human spirit grows only when stretched beyond comfort. It learns to create light in darkness, direction in confusion, and purpose in pain. This awakening does not come from words or wishes. It comes from experience, from standing firm when everything seems to fall apart. The awakening of potential begins with awareness. Once a person realizes they have been living below their capacity, something shifts, the excuses lose power and the mind begins to open. Energy that was once wasted in fear turns into determination. Focus sharpens and the heart starts demanding more from life. This awakening often feels uncomfortable because it shatters illusions of limitation. It exposes the truth that the only real enemy was one's own disbelief. When this truth is faced, the sleeping power within finally begins to rise. Those who awaken their potential stop seeking validation. They no longer wait for others to recognize their worth because they have already seen their own. Their purpose becomes clear and their actions gain weight. They stop reacting to life and begin directing it. Their strength becomes quiet yet unshakable. Even in failure, they see growth. Even in loss, they see transformation. Nothing outside can break them anymore because their power now flows from within. This awakening is not a one-time event but a lifelong process. Every new challenge awakens a deeper level of strength. Every fall reveals another layer of endurance. The more one faces life with awareness, the more powerful they become. To awaken inner potential is to step into the true design of human existence, a state where limits dissolve, courage expands, and the spirit stands unbroken no matter how fierce the storm. The boundaries that surround a person are often not made of stone or steel, they are made of thoughts, fears and beliefs planted by others. From childhood, people are told what is possible and what is not, and over time, these words become invisible chains. The mind begins to accept limitation as truth, creating walls that exist only in imagination. These illusions become so strong that people stop questioning them, living confined within cages built from doubt. The moment one begins to challenge these limits, cracks appear and the light of possibility starts to enter. Fear is the root that feeds limitation. It convinces the mind that safety lies in staying small. Doubt grows from that fear and slowly takes control of every decision. The opinions of others become louder than the voice within, guiding choices, dreams and actions. Many never realize that what holds them back is not the world, but their own acceptance of these invisible barriers. Once a person begins to see that fear is an illusion created by thought, it loses its power. Awareness becomes the first weapon against limitation. Breaking these illusions requires courage because it means walking away from everything familiar. It demands confronting the noise of judgment and the pressure of expectations. Those who dare to step beyond comfort begin to see how false the limits were. The same people who once said something was impossible will stand silent when it is achieved. The truth is, the human mind has no fixed boundary. It expands with every act of courage. The more you challenge your limits, the wider they stretch until they disappear completely. Life was never meant to be a routine of eating, working and sleeping. Existence alone does not fulfill the deeper hunger that burns within every human being. There is a force inside that demands more than survival. It seeks meaning, expansion and purpose. When people live only to meet their basic needs, they slowly lose touch with their own spirit. The heart begins to feel empty and the mind becomes restless because survival can never satisfy the longing of the soul. True fulfillment comes only when one dares to go beyond existence and starts living with intention. Every being on this planet struggles for survival, but only a human has the ability to question why they are alive. This question separates existence from purpose. To live only for comfort is to remain half awake, trapped in repetition. The body might survive, but the inner self remains starved. The desire to grow is not a choice, it is a natural pull of life itself. When a person listens to that pull, they rise above their fears and limitations. They begin to see that life is not something to endure, but something to express. Growth begins the moment one refuses to stay the same. It is not achieved by collecting things or chasing recognition, but by deepening awareness. True evolution happens when one begins to see life as a journey of transformation. Every experience, whether joyful or painful, becomes a teacher that shapes the soul. Those who understand this stop resisting change. They welcome challenges because they know that every struggle polishes the inner diamond. Growth is not comfort. It is a continuous breaking and rebuilding into something stronger. Purpose does not come from the outside world, it is born from within. It awakens when one realizes that life's value is not measured by possessions but by contribution. The more one gives, the more alive they become. The soul seeks expansion through service, creativity and awareness. When actions align with purpose, even the smallest act becomes sacred. A person living with purpose does not chase happiness, they radiate it. Discomfort is not the enemy, it is the doorway through which growth enters. Every challenge, every hardship and every uneasy moment carries a message from life itself. It tells you that something inside you is ready to evolve, to stretch beyond what you have been. Comfort creates stillness and stillness creates decay. When you live too long in comfort, your spirit begins to weaken, your fire begins to fade. The human soul was never designed to stay safe. It was created to rise, to struggle and to transform through resistance. Those who run away from discomfort unknowingly run away from their own strength. Pain and pressure are not punishments, they are reminders of potential. Just as muscles grow when they are torn and rebuilt, the spirit grows when it is tested by adversity. Every difficulty is shaping you into something greater, but only if you allow it. If you fight against discomfort, you lose its wisdom. If you embrace it, you gain resilience. Growth begins when the mind stops complaining and starts learning from the struggle. When life throws you into chaos, understand that it is not destroying you, it is refining you. Discomfort burns away weakness, laziness and dependence. It exposes the truth of who you are and reveals what needs to change. Those who embrace discomfort with awareness begin to use it as fuel. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" they ask, "What is this trying to teach me?" That shift in perception transforms pain into power. It turns every obstacle into a stepping stone toward mastery. Comfort breeds illusions. It whispers that everything is fine while quietly stealing your potential. Growth demands friction. It demands you to step where your feet tremble, to speak when your voice shakes, to try again even after failure. Each moment of discomfort is life sculpting you into your highest form. The greater the resistance, the sharper the edge of your inner strength. Those who understand this no longer avoid discomfort, they seek it because they know that's where true transformation hides. The mind is the most powerful tool a human possesses, yet it is also the most dangerous when left uncontrolled. It can create heaven or turn life into a living prison. Most people live as slaves to their thoughts, carried away by endless noise within their heads. They believe every emotion and thought that appears, never realizing they can choose what to feed and what to ignore. A mind left untamed becomes a storm that disturbs every part of life. But when you begin to understand it, when you learn to command it, that same storm becomes the wind beneath your growth. Mastery of the mind does not mean silencing it, it means directing it. A disciplined mind becomes sharp, focused and calm even in chaos. It can see through confusion and make decisions with clarity. Thoughts no longer control actions, instead awareness begins to guide them. The energy once wasted on doubt and fear transforms into creativity and purpose. When the mind learns to obey awareness, every experience, joyful or painful, becomes a tool for inner evolution. The battle is always internal, not external. People try to change circumstances, yet the real transformation happens only when perception changes. The mind filters every moment of life, shaping what you see and feel. When the mind is restless, even peace feels unreachable. But when it is steady, even struggle feels manageable. The one who conquers the mind no longer depends on the world for balance. They carry stillness within them, no matter how loud the outside becomes. Faith is not blind belief, it is a deep understanding that life unfolds with intelligence beyond human calculation. When everything seems uncertain, faith becomes the quiet power that steadies the heart. It is not about knowing every step, but about trusting that the steps you take are leading you somewhere meaningful. The human mind always seeks control, but faith asks you to surrender control and still move forward. It is the force that carries you through storms without losing direction, even when the destination is hidden in darkness. Trust in the process means accepting that not everything happens according to your timing. There are moments when progress feels invisible, when effort seems wasted, and when silence feels endless. But beneath that stillness, unseen forces are shaping your path. Every delay, every rejection, every failure is carving you into the person you need to become. When you have faith, patience is no longer weakness. It becomes strength because you know that even in waiting, something within you is growing. Life does not always unfold in straight lines. The detours that seem like distractions often hold the real lessons. Faith teaches you to stop resisting and start observing. When things fall apart, faith reminds you that perhaps they were never meant to stay. When doors close, faith whispers that they were never yours to enter. This trust transforms confusion into clarity and pain into progress. It allows you to see beyond the surface and understand that every event is part of a greater design. Discipline is not a restriction, it is the structure that allows power to grow. Without discipline, energy scatters, time is wasted, and potential fades into chaos. People often mistake freedom for the ability to do anything at any moment. But that kind of freedom only leads to confusion and weakness. True freedom is the ability to control your actions, your emotions, and your focus. It is born from discipline, from the strength to act with intention instead of impulse. A disciplined mind moves with clarity, not confusion. It directs life instead of being dragged by it. Every great achievement in this world is the result of discipline. Talent without discipline dies in comfort, but ordinary effort guided by discipline becomes extraordinary. It is not about doing more, it is about doing what truly matters again and again, no matter how you feel. Discipline trains the body to obey purpose and the mind to remain steady in chaos. The person who practices discipline becomes unstoppable because they are no longer ruled by moods or distractions. They move when it's hard, they continue when it hurts, and they rise when others rest. Discipline builds trust within yourself. Each time you keep a promise to your own soul, your confidence strengthens. You no longer depend on motivation or luck because you know your effort will carry you. Discipline teaches patience, endurance and consistency, qualities that no shortcut can replace. When others look for easy paths, the disciplined one keeps walking the hard road, knowing that the struggle itself is shaping greatness. Every act of control becomes a step toward mastery, and every moment of focus becomes a foundation for success. Fear is not the destroyer of life, it is the teacher that reveals where strength must be built. Every fear points toward an area of weakness waiting to be transformed. Instead of running away from fear, one must learn to walk through it, because every step taken into fear turns uncertainty into power. Avoiding fear keeps it alive, but confronting it dissolves its control. The more you face it, the smaller it becomes, and what once felt impossible starts to feel natural. Fear lives in the mind as imagination. It is a creation of thought, a projection of what might happen rather than what truly is. The mind builds stories that trap you inside hesitation, making you believe danger exists even when it doesn't. When awareness enters, these stories begin to lose weight. You start to see that fear has no real form, it feeds only on your attention. Once you stop reacting to it, it starts to fade, leaving behind clarity and calmness. Growth demands the death of comfort, and fear is the gatekeeper standing before that transformation. Every breakthrough in life lies on the other side of fear. Those who face it rise above ordinary existence, while those who run from it remain prisoners of their own thoughts. Facing fear does not mean recklessness, it means awareness in motion. It means recognizing that fear will always exist, but choosing to move forward regardless of its presence. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is the mastery of it. Fear will always whisper reasons to stop, to wait, to retreat. It disguises itself as logic, convincing you that caution is wisdom when in truth it is avoidance. The only way to dissolve fear is through experience. Every time you act in spite of it, a new strength is born. Each confrontation with fear sharpens the spirit and clears the mind. What once made you tremble becomes the very source of your confidence. Fear becomes the fuel that burns away weakness. Life does not happen by accident, it unfolds according to the energy you carry and the choices you make. Every thought sends out a vibration, every emotion plants a seed, and every action shapes the direction of your journey. When you live unconsciously, you drift with the flow of circumstance, blaming fate for the results you created unknowingly. But when awareness enters, everything changes. You begin to see that your reality is not built by luck or chance, it is built by your own inner state. The mind becomes the blueprint and life simply follows its design. To create your life consciously, you must first take responsibility for everything that happens within you. The moment you stop blaming the world, you take back your power. Every reaction, every mood, every decision comes from within. Nothing outside can control it unless you allow it. Responsibility does not mean guilt, it means ownership. When you own your inner world, you can shape the outer one. The Creator does not wait for the right time or the right people, they create both through their clarity and intent. The power of creation begins with thought, but is sustained by discipline. The mind must be trained to focus, the emotions aligned with purpose, and the actions kept consistent. Creation is not an event, it is a daily process of alignment. What you constantly think, feel, and do becomes the pattern that reality mirrors back to you. If confusion rules the mind, life becomes chaotic. If clarity governs the heart, life unfolds with precision. You create not through wishful thinking, but through conscious direction of your inner forces. Living as an example does not mean seeking attention or approval, it means allowing your actions to speak a truth that words cannot express. A person who lives with integrity becomes a mirror that reflects what is possible for others. Every choice, every decision, every moment of discipline becomes a silent message to the world. People may not listen to what you say, but they will always feel the energy of how you live. To live as an example is to embody the principles you speak of even when no one is watching. Strength is not displayed through dominance or control, it is revealed in composure and endurance. When life tests you, your reaction becomes your message. The one who remains calm in chaos teaches more than 1,000 sermons on peace. The one who continues to rise after failure becomes a living proof of resilience. Every challenge faced with awareness shapes your character into something that cannot be shaken. Living as an example means becoming the evidence of your own wisdom, not through preaching, but through presence. You are built for more because life itself flows through you, not against you. Every cell of your being carries the potential to create, to overcome, to elevate. The journey is not about becoming someone else, but about remembering who you truly are. Once you understand that you were never meant to shrink to fit the world, you begin to expand until the world must grow to fit you.